Opportunities to update this council, and we do in other parts of the state too. But as we know, the water supply has been a hot topic, no pun intended. But that hot situation has led to a very low water supply. But, fortunately, the Central Utah project, being built with long-term dry periods in mind, will be able to sustain full project water allotment, supplemental water, as commonly called in this county, for this year, as we have done in the last 3 or 4 dry years. And so our board approved. Mike's the chairman of the Engineering Operations Committee for Central Utah Water Conservancy District, and he put to our board to approve full allotments, and those were done. So that's good. So I'm going to kind of turn off to the side here. This is a beautiful picture of Wasatch County. This is up in the Trout Creek area up in Strawberry. Usually on April 1st, I like to have a picture with 1 foot, 2 foot, 4 feet up in this area or more of snow. As you can see, that's not there. This is kind of a unique situation. We've never seen it quite this dry before. So next. 14 days later, this was up in that area where we had fires as early as mid-April. And Mike related a story about what the plow trucks were.
They were up helping on the fire, and then they had to get back because 4 in the morning they had to go plow snow.
Actually, so we had the snow on the burned ground up there. Welcome to Utah weather. But, so anyway, just quite a time, and with the dry conditions now, with what's happened the last week and what's forecast for the next week, hopefully the winter conditions will stall the fire season a little bit more. So, okay, we'll go through a series of slides of graphs and pictures, and I'll try to explain those real quick and we can get through them. So next, you've seen the news. Everything relating to dryness, the one I like the best is right up there under the Salt Lake Tribune report, 2015 water year, a dead skunk. I guess that just means it really stinks. So we're not, we're definitely working in a very, very dry condition. Next. This is the U.S. Drought Monitor. In this map of the western United States, anything in white is virtually at average or not a drought condition. As the colors progress through the yellows, tans, oranges, reds, and maroons, it's worse and worse situation. Utah does have portions that are in an extreme drought condition, particularly in the western desert, but nothing is really in good shape. Notice the great big red spot, or the maroon spot in California. That's going to come back to haunt us later in San Joaquin, from the things that are grown in San Joaquin Valley that we like to eat and things as prices go up. Go to the next slide, which is just a little bit of zoom in of the state. Virtually all of the state is in some zone of drought or another. So next. This is a little editorial. You all know your nursery rhyme of Jack and Jill went up the hill. And in this case, they showed that all the Californians are going with them to get a pail of water. So California is really in a bad spot. Next. These graphs come out on a monthly basis for how much precip we have in each month. We'll go through these very quickly. Overall, as you see the darker colors, this is the darkest red color that we have, and that means precipitation in the month of October was less than 50% of average. As the colors move from the warm colors to the cooler colors, with dark blue being the coolest, that is a very high precipitation amount for that month. So red is bad, blue is good, green and yellow is kind of in the middle. So October was bad. Next. November's a little better, but not good. Next. December, this is the only month that saved us. This is the only time we had above average precipitation that really just lasted through the remainder of the winter, and that's what we're using right now. Because as you can see from the next few slides, next. Again, bad. Next. February, bad. March, next. Again, April. Tiny bit better in the eastern part of the state. Now if you take all those graphs and stick them together, next, we're still in that 50 to 69% of average. So a very, very rough year. Next slide. This is the percent of snow water equivalent. So this is the amount of inches of water still left available in the drainage basins as percent of median. In this case, out in our area, the Provo River, right in the middle, that 13, we have 13% of average of median right now. Out in the Uintah Basin, which part of that includes Strawberry Reservoir at 24%. Next. This is the actual precip year to date. So we are at 59% on the Provo River, and 56% out in the Duchesne River area. Oh, that was, thank you. Okay, next. Okay, these graphs, we have a few of them. The purple line, or the highest line, is the 30-year median, and that's where we try to, that's what we hope to at least get to. The green line is last year. This red line is 1992. Now, some of us remember 1992, and we always think about, well, what year is this compared to? 1992 was a very dry year. Well, as you can see this year, officially, we have beat that, in quotes, as being a drier year. And this year is virtually has been a mirror image of 1992. So for those that remember that time, that's what we have. This is the Six Creeks Headwaters Group. This is what feeds into the Salt Lake Valley. Next, very, very similar. Here we are this year. This is the Provo River Basin, so that's directly what we have here from the High Mountain Lakes area through the valley here and down into towards Utah Lake. Next. This is the Utah Lake drainage, which also includes, in addition to the Provo River Basin, the Spanish Fork River. Again, we've got that line right there. Next. This is interesting. This is a soil moisture chart. This is how much soil moisture we have. Notice that it is at least a month ahead. So this is not, a newsflash to anybody. Our runoff's at least a month ahead of where it is on a normal year. And the soil profile has to be filled before you get any runoff. Okay, it's been filling since back here. You look where it was filling this whole time, and then as the runoff came, I should say that, as it completed to fill, we're finally getting some runoff, but it's not very much. So hopefully from here on, as it melts, we'll see it as higher flows. Next, a few pictures. This is 1 year ago. April, 118% of median, and on 2014, 26.1 inches snow water equivalent. Okay, a year later, oh, thanks, I didn't say next, you're getting good. Okay, not quite a year. Right now we're down to 6 inches, 28% of median, so almost 1/5. Next. As we move out in the Duchesne River Group, and the reason we show this is because Strawberry Reservoir, which is in Wasatch County, as part of that, virtually the same things. The lines are stacked the same way. Hardly any snow water equivalent left. Next. Same story on the soil moisture profile, at least a month ahead. Next. Okay, this is 1 year ago, April 7th, 2014. This is the Trout Creek area. Not good at all, but let's show something worse. Next. This is our opening photo, so nothing there. Next. As you move west in Strawberry Valley, this is the Strawberry Water Users Association property. You've seen those little houses there on the west side of Strawberry Valley. This is 1 year ago. Kind of watch that ridge line just for a comparison. Next. You see it's all but gone there, and it's all dry through this area as of April 1st. Okay, next. Wolf Creek Pass was open at least April 1st. I don't know if that was cleared or not. But did you guys clear it or did it just melt?
State of Utah did that.
State of Utah did that one, but it's open April 1st, pretty early. Pretty early, because you can't quite read it, but that's 9,485 feet. Next. Just another picture of nearly 10,000 feet on April 1st. Next. Okay, forecast. These are the May 1st forecasts for the April through July period. Again, the Wasatch Front area, the low of 11, the best of 47. Everything's under 50%, so just nothing good there. Next, this is our area here, Jordanelle. That's one of the better numbers in the whole state, believe it or not, because of the high Uintah snowpacks and things. Not good. I'm not saying that's good. It's just relatively, that's one of the better ones. As you move south in the state, it gets worse. You can see those folks on the Spanish Fork River down at the 19% runoff. Okay, next. As we move out to the reservoirs there, again, the Strawberry is taking a big hit at 19%. The reservoirs on the south flank of the Uintahs, Upper Stillwater's one of the high ones, 61. Starvation's only got 21% out by Duchesne. Starvation was fortunate because of the fall rains that we all had. It was within just a few thousand acre feet of being full in the fall. We had to release water in order to keep it from spilling by January 1st. So just a unique situation. Next. As you go on west, some of these slides, I use this in a lot of places, so I just stick them in there, but 35%'s out there, 25% Duchesne River near Randolph. This is the Vernal area. This is out in eastern Utah. Next. Okay, Provo River System reservoirs. Here's the payroll here. Trial Washington and Lost Lakes, the lakes on the upper Provo River. Some have already, anything that's got a star by it has already peaked, and the value over here is as of today, and that means it's coming down. So the Utah Lake is lower than it was at the peak, but it has already peaked there. Deer Creek is peaked. Talked to Jeff Budge today, all but full. Jordanelle, we're still expecting it to go up another 6%. So hopefully we'll get enough runoff to get at least 3/4 full. Those smaller upper Provo lakes will fill or have already filled. Next, as we go out in the Uintah Basin area, for those of you that know about Stillwater, have seen the spill, it will not spill. Okay? It will not spill. Don't plan family reunions, nothing. It's not going to happen this year. Strawberry Reservoir peaked at 77%, down a little bit. Starvation filled. Some of the lakes out there were fortunate. As you went over in the eastern Uintahs, they didn't even get to 50%. So, next. Okay, this is a picture. I want to show something worse. Okay, here's Glen Canyon Dam on Lake Powell next. Okay, they're only at 45%, but they've still got 10 million acre feet. They're quite low. Something let's go to the next picture. Interesting shot. If one of those people that like to rappel, okay, this is 700 feet from here to the valley floor. This is actually a training session that the Central Utah employees had to take, because we have to do rappelling up by Stillwater Dam to remove rocks and things off the abutments, and the Bureau of Reclamation makes us take them.
Which one's Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the one taking the picture.
That's right. I don't do this. I don't go here. So, but that's right. It was quite a deal. So, okay, next. And there's just a little close-up of them and things. I didn't bring my rock, Mike. I'm sorry. I should have brought the rock. They were actually pulling out loose aggregate out of the face of the dam that tends to come. You know how concrete tends to deteriorate a little. Well, this is the same, and a place like this might have a piece of aggregate. And I had a piece of that for Mike to show in our board meeting. I forgot to bring it. Next, I think we're down to okay, this is good. This is the 7-day forecast. This is a trial lake, so this is up at 10,000 feet. They're showing snowflakes, but 100% today. We did, 60s, 50s. So let's hope this keeps up. Let's hope this keeps up. And I think there's just one more slide that just shows a quick picture of that starvation spilling. So, okay, I will now, unless there's questions. Anything else? Did I mention anything in the board meeting that I didn't mention here? Full water supply, stuff like that. The facilities are working as designed. They were meant to have things, dry years were those that have larger shares of Central Utah Project water are better off than those that don't.
Based on total allocation, what will it get down to this year?
What will it get down to this year? I hope it doesn't get quite that low. I'd like to see it get a little higher, but it could get to 50%. It could get to 50%.
Which would be your allocation for farmers?
Yeah, it could go down. It wouldn't surprise me if it got down 2 years ago. It was out, not last season, but it was at the spring. It was 50%, 13.
We need to get some of Julander's slides up here. He's a little better at giving us bad information than you are.
Oh, yeah.
Help us have a little bit.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Yeah.
Thanks for your report.
So you get a chance to see the horse's head yet?
Yes, I was trying to I was actually going to put a picture in this today, but the clouds on temp were just too much.
Well, that's a lot better barometer than all your charts.
Oh, the horse's head. I have every respect for those local. I do, and I was trying to get one of those today. Okay, Devin, you want to do a little?